Hello, Mary Meet. So I want to review another paranormal show. And the show I want to review today is Paranormal Cops. I can't remember which ones originally produced it, but the premise of the show is that you have a group of people that are working as cops in Chicago. And they have decided to make this group that have as a side project to be paranormal investigators. So they combine then knowledge of the paranormal with knowledge of investigation methods as cops. And I really like the show. I mean, it's been a tendency lately that all sorts of paranormal shows have to be so shocking and scary and it's oh so dangerous and horror movie vibe. But this one isn't. It seems very serious to me. Now, of course, you can never know with a paranormal show. It can all be staged, all be fake. You never know. However, in the case of this show, it looks pretty real to me, and I also like that. For example, there's one episode where they don't find anything. They try to measure things, they try to look for electronic voice phenomena, and they film something that they think is moving, and they decided, nah, that's just moving because the way that thing is placed, it's placed so periculously, or what's the English word when it's, well, anyway, any small draft would move it, so they consider, no, that's not evidence, and then they go out and say that. And I also like that the ghosts they find, that it's not the mass murderers and they will creep up in your bed and do horrible things to you. It is pretty regular people that are just attached to a building. In one example, they got in contact with one guy who had gotten trapped because he had not really written a will. And so his son, in addition to losing his father, had to deal with the family arguing over inheritance, and he had to sort of stay in the middle as a sort of peacemaker that had put an enormous strain on him. And the father was just so distraught over that, so he was just looking for contact so he could ask his son's forgiveness. And yeah, it's things like that. So I found the show very interesting. I found their investigating methods sound. And yeah, it's a show I can believe in. Of course, you can never say 100% when it comes to these shows, because they are supposed to be viewed on television, so you never know if somebody's faking it. But it seems pretty convincing to me. And it also have a very nice and positive vibe about it. So yeah. One thing I do not like about the show is that each episode is only a little bit over 20 minutes, which makes it feel very rushed. Most of these shows have 3/4 hour episodes, which allows for much more detail. The episodes in Paranormal Cops feels very rushed. I wish they had made them full, basically TV series episode length. That would have allowed the episode's time to breathe. It would allow you to know much more about each case, and it wouldn't feel so rushed. Other than that, and I can't really think of anything that I have to say that's really bad about it. It's a pretty good show. Now, there are only 6 episodes. The first episode is a full-length one, and then the rest of them are 20 minutes. Are also supposed to be an unaired pilot that I never found. But yes, this show is out on DVD, so if you just search for Paranormal Cops, you should be able to find it. And you can also, of course, find it illegally. So yeah, I think it is definitely worth giving it a shot. Is it perfect? No, because like I said, the episodes feels very rushed. But I really like the concept. I wish they had made more of this show. I like how it's positive. I like how they actually admit it when they don't find anything. I like how it's not sensationalistic in any way. And yeah, it's a very, very decent show. And yeah, if it hadn't been for it, the episodes being so short, it would probably go right on the top of my lists of favorites when it comes to paranormal shows. Now, I would say, give it a shot. It's only 6 short episodes. It's not a huge investment in time. And I mean, these shows, you don't need to see all of them to get... Just pick one of the episodes and see if it's something that appeals to you. As for the people involved, you have a pretty big team. Some technicians, the leader there, that's a policeman, a psychic. You have a pretty decent show, and they do seem to do a pretty decent job. So yeah, it's one of those shows I can't really say a lot about it because it's good. That's really what I can say, because there's not that much of it. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the show, and yeah, that's, I think, is about as much as I can say. I recommend it. It's one of the better ones I have seen lately. And that is my review of Paranormal Cops. I give this show 8.5 out of 10. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.